Somebody once told me it was on Friday. It's time to buy some pickles day.
If you're looking for some fun, at BAM we got a ton.
The songs and the games that we play.
So much to do, so much to say.
So tune in or listen to the replay.
You never know if you don't go. You never shine if you don't glow. Hey now, this is Rampage on your airways. Get played. Hey now, this is Rampage broadcasting today. All that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello. Welcome to Radio Rampage. They're giving you fun today, but I am your host, Mr. BL here, and also I have the wonderful friends and wonderful teacher, Feline, Tommy, and Amy.
Hello.
What's going on?
Hey.
And also you got something interesting one over here next to me as well. But Nathan Connery.
Nathan Butler, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So we've got a very special interview coming up. So we're going to go straight into our first song. Do not go anywhere, because after that we're going to hear all about Nathan Butler and what you do. And also why you're wearing that very cool hat.
Morgan Hansen always.
It's news to me that it's news to you. To which degree, who answers to who? We could go on and on, but in the end, who are we kidding? My divinity is past infinity. Am I getting through? Seems our regime has plummeted south. Don't need to scream if you ain't got a mouth. Why bite the hand that feeds when it's the only hand you're getting? It's time you see that this great marquee is the only place you're ever gonna be. So strap on in and take it on the chin, and don't forget who's running the show. Now look at this. Absolute bliss. Oh, what a shock! Watch where you walk. I'm the host, I run the place. Kane, that is my name. Not enthused, just feeling used. Oh, what a goddamn shame! Congratulations, all of my friends. Public relations are getting a cleanse. Put on your Sunday best, because I know we're close to quitting. So play the games and just ignore the pains, cause all that remains is how you prime your brains. You whine to me, but you're too blind to see that I'm the one who's running the show. Yeah!
That's Who's Running the Show by Gooseworks with the new Amazing Digital Circus episode 8 out now on YouTube.
I recommend you should watch it. It's a very fun show with some crazy characters, crazy adventures, and a crazy plot twist you would never imagined.
All right. Now we're going to do an interview with Nathan Butler. So Nathan is a Franklin City Council member who has become in the studio today to chat with us. So can you tell us how you came to be the council member?
Yes, I can. Thank you for having me. So I got into council first through doing a lot of volunteer work. There was a group in Frankston called Advanced Frankston who was a community group focused on sort of, what the future of Frankston would look like. And they were very pro building more homes, building taller buildings in Frankston. And they were very, very strongly trying to push Frankston forward into what our city would look like into the future. And I did a lot of volunteer work with that group, meeting with ministers, meeting with the current mayor and councillors at the time, trying to do a lot of advocacy work to help shape the city. And as the next council elections came around, I was encouraged by a lot of the members in that group to put my hand up. So I went and did that. I registered to run as a candidate in the local council elections for the YAML Award, which is where the actual Frankston CBD is. And I was lucky enough to be elected by the residents of Frankston. They thought I was worth a go. So here I am a year and a half later, doing my best.
Was this something you ever saw on the cards for yourself, or is it something that you feel like you've kind of almost like fallen into just by following things that you were passionate about?
I wouldn't say I saw it on the cards for myself, but it did feel like I was naturally moving towards it because, and it's sort of a later in life thing for me. I'm early 40s now, but it wasn't until around mid 30s I started to really take an interest in and get involved in sort of local community things and volunteering and things like that. And when you start getting involved in those things and you start to see the kind of impact you can have and how you can help shape things around you and how you can help uplift others around you, it's actually really, really rewarding work. So it was kind of like I went from being a younger, selfish version of myself to a more community-minded version of myself, just as I grew a little bit older and wanted to participate more. And through that participation, I sort of naturally started finding myself with more and more opportunities in front of me. And this being probably one of the biggest ones that's come from that is the opportunity to represent the residents of Frankston as a council member now.
That's great to hear. My sister did some activism work for teaching, like raising the minimum wage for teachers.
Oh, that's awesome. That's fantastic work.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You've got to be involved. You've got to participate to shape the world around you. You can let other people do it for you, but then you might not get your own way.
I feel like that's such a common thing as well. It's like a lot of people have so many opinions, but then you're like, well, like, what are you doing about it? Like,
Yes.
we actually do have the power to shape the world and like see the changes that we want. You just have
100%.
to actually...
There's a good saying, the
Yeah.
best way to predict the future is to create it.
Yeah.
So be involved, whether it's advocacy, volunteer work. I can't stress enough how powerful volunteer work is. When you start to volunteer your time in the areas where you're interested in or might have some skills, you really have a big impact because the difference is you doing it versus somebody who's not doing it. Like, as you mentioned, like a lot of people have opinions, but not a lot of people roll up their sleeves and start doing the work. And you realize, and I don't know if this is my own take on it, but you do realize that when you start to participate and you start to volunteer and you start to put work into sort of shaping the world around you, it's easier than you think. And I'm not saying running for council and getting elected is easy. All those things are hard work. But just to have a little bit of influence on the world around you is easier than you think because most people aren't showing up. Most people aren't rolling up their hands. It's only a small group of people that tend to sort of do the most impact on the world around them.
All right. So what things do you do as a council member?
Most of it's boring. Most of it's reading. The average council agenda document is probably about 500 pages long, including all the attachments. I'd be lying if I say I read every piece of it. You read as much of it as you can from the moment you're given it to the moment you are making decisions on it. And there are parts of it that you can identify quickly and say, this is very important. I need to get through this bit. This is routine. I just need to check over it to make sure that the things that are in there need to be in there. But yeah, so there's a lot of reading that goes on. And I guess the main function of a councillor is you act sort of like a board of directors for the city. So as the organisation, as the business of the city is making decisions and trying to move the needle to make life better for everybody or do the things that we do naturally, like collect the rubbish, fix the potholes in the road, you sit on the board of that organisation and you help shape the decisions and the strategic vision of the city. So, at an average council meeting, we'll have half a dozen reports come back to councillors and it's our job to scrutinise those reports and vote on whether or not we adopt or not adopt the ideas in those reports. And that's the main part. And then there's some other parts that you do, which is sort of, I guess, councillor specific. And that's, as an individual councillor, I do have the ability to shape the way some things happen in the city. So through whether it's a notice of motion, through discussions with senior officers or the CEO, we can put ideas forward that we think might benefit residents of the city. And then we can discuss those ideas and then hopefully bring those ideas to life.
That's great to hear. So what do you find you enjoy most about being council? What's the most passionate thing about it?
Oh, the best thing about it is just the people you get to deal with and the community groups you get to deal with. I wish more people were interested in what their council is doing. Most people sort of don't really think about their councils until something goes wrong. But as I mentioned earlier, it's a small amount of people doing a lot of work in these areas. And, the interested people, the people that are interested, that are doing the volunteer work or are part of community groups or are part of football clubs or are part of institutions like BAM Arts and things like that, you get to have a lot of great discussions with organisations like that, and you get to sort of dive into sort of the beating heart of a community, and you see how there's, the amount of things that I didn't know before coming to council, the amount of things that go on in the city that you're just so unaware of that I'm now aware of. That's the best part of it. Just the connection with people, the connection with community, and just how involved you get to be in all the different layers that make up a great community.
That's absolutely beautiful, and I think you should be working for the people, not for like the establishment or the elites.
100%. Definitely.
Yeah, I feel like you've got to be like a real people person to be in a job like this, because that's what it's all about.
And there are some harder days as well, because you can't please everybody. There's such a diverse range of people in our community. There's such a diverse range of opinions in our community. There's people that think there are areas that council shouldn't be in and should be in, and there's a lot of trying to work to bring everybody along on the same journey, even if some people might not agree with the outcome that you're delivering, but other people do agree with that. That's a really tough balancing act. But you just got to have a bit of a thicker skin, and you've just got to do your best and stay optimistic that it's all worth it.
Now, I heard you have started a walking club. Could you tell us more about that?
Yeah, that's actually what I do in my private life. So outside of council, I run a group called Social Walks. And Social Walks to me is just an opportunity to create inclusion and wellbeing in our community. And walking is such a low barrier to entry for physical exercise. Plus, it gets people outdoors, and how important is vitamin D and getting around nature and enjoying the spaces you live in. And human connection is probably the big part of it. So I didn't set out to do this because of any particular vision. I just wanted to do what made me happy, and I love hiking, I love walking, I love human connection, and I brought all those ingredients together and started a walking group. It went absolutely gangbusters, and what I've learned in that journey is that loneliness is probably, in my opinion at least, one of our biggest problems in our society now. There's a lot of lonely people out there, and once persistent loneliness... Yeah,
especially towards men...
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's actually really interesting you said that. Loneliness is a huge problem in men, but most people in our walking group are female because, once again, safety is an issue in that cohort. Loneliness is a big issue in the male cohort. So trying to create safe spaces for people to come together as well as human connection, it's proven to me that, as I mentioned, loneliness is probably one of the biggest problems we have in our society right now. Once persistent loneliness sets in, every other metric we judge a human's well-being by tends to decline, and but you can turn it around really, really quickly, and just get outdoors, have something in your calendar to look forward to. I'm very big on this. If you have something in your calendar that you can look forward to, you've got a little bit of hope, you've got a little bit of optimism, and if that thing in your calendar creates a little bit of human connection as well. As I said to you before we started, so I've been looking forward to this all week. I've had this in my calendar for 2 weeks, and just knowing that I get to come in, talk with you guys, do this radio thing, this is new to me. I've been so excited. So I'm such a big believer in having something in your calendar to look forward to. And if people were feeling a bit lonely and a bit isolated and wanted to pop a Social Walks into their calendar and come along, by the way, it's all free to come along to a social walk. We don't charge. Earlier on, it was a business where we did do that. We operated sort of like a tour operator company where you buy a ticket, you come along, and we'd create that space for you to, But now we've just changed it. It's all free now. Everybody is welcome. We're trying to make our walks as accessible as possible, and we have a walk starting in Frankston actually from Oliver's Hill every Sunday in April. So
that is very exciting. If people want to get involved, how do they find it?
The best place to find it is probably on our website. We've got a website which is just socialwalks.com.au.
Yep.
We also have a Facebook group where you can join our Facebook group and talk with other members in our social walking community. It's got nearly 40,000 members in it now.
Wow.
So there's definitely an appetite for people wanting to meet people and get out and walk. That's just called Social Walks Melbourne, Australia. And then we also have all of our other socials like our TikTok, our Instagram, all just Social Walks. So it's a pretty good name. It says everything that we do in the name. So if you want to come on a walk and you want to do it with some friends you haven't met yet, it's called Social Walks.
Yeah, we'll definitely be posting all that information as well for the people that are listening and are really interested. It'll be on our socials as well. How long has this been running?
Social Walks started about 2 years ago. So our birthday is May 17th. So that's coming around, which is actually the day after my son's birthday, May 16th. So
lots going on.
Yeah. So our 2-year anniversary is coming up. But we've run hundreds of events, thousands of participants, and the stories we hear from the people and how it's affected them and changed them for the better is just amazing. So I love doing it. I did a LinkedIn post on it last night, actually, not expecting to talk about it today, but I love sort of being the bridge that creates human connection amongst people. So it's just really rewarding work to sort of set these walks up and have people come along and, feel alive again.
Yeah, I especially think in this age where like we're so dependent on our phones and like we spend so much time on a screen, like it's so easy to also feel like you have this illusion of closeness, but something that actually just gets people out and about and like that face-to-face human connection I think is so important. So when I heard that this is something that you ran, I was like, that is so insanely cool. Like I want to know more about this.
Culturally, it's been really big as well because we probably had a lot of success early on because there was that post-COVID revenge travel mindset. Everybody wanted to get back outdoors. But then also we had this massive transition to work from home. And like, even though that's a great thing, especially with the cost of fuel prices at the moment, working from home is a treasure. But you can start to feel a lot isolated if you're not creating spaces for yourself. You can go out and get a bit of human connection. Like I'm a bit of a social butterfly and, even if offered the opportunity to work from home, I'd probably still want to go to the office and be a menace and be around people and, you do as long as the work gets done, it doesn't really matter how you do it. But some people have the preference to work from home. There's definitely benefits in that. But me personally, if the office is local, I would rather go into an office.
Yeah. Do you guys have any questions about the walking club or any other questions about what it's like to be a city council member?
Buster, do you have any questions or?
Yeah, we've stolen the microphone from Buster.
Why not?
Welcome.
One.
Yep.
So you can actually hear me with your hands.
We can hear you. You're good.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, good. My one question, I know you like those jobs, you like to work. What your favorite job do you like?
My favorite job?
Yeah.
Oh, I really do love social walks. It's very, it doesn't feel like a job to me. So that's probably the best part. Like,
It's the best kind of job.
I'll tell you, like, for example,
So
this weekend,
Yeah.
I'm going camping in Taggart, and then we're going to go and do a 10-kilometre hike around the Cathedral Ranges, which is one of the best hikes in Victoria. And I'm taking a group of 15 people with me. And
as social
and
walks.
That's
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so, and that's sort of social walks is sort of multiple products, and one of our products is camping trips. It's actually a paid trip we're doing. It's actually probably the last paid trip we're doing. But we're taking a group of 15 people with us to go and hike one of the best places in Victoria, and it doesn't feel like work, but I'm going to get paid to do it. So it's the dream scenario for me. The council work is really, really rewarding because it creates that human connection, and also having the ability to influence the city you live in is just really, really awesome work. And the people you get to meet with that influence you, and then sort of having a son as well. I want to create a city that is a place that he's going to love growing up in, and I never want to leave. So there's all these awesome things. And so, getting invited to a show like this, like, would I have been invited if I wasn't a councillor? Like, this is these are the cool perks of the job, coming to meet groups like this and getting opportunities like this. There's so much rewarding work. So, thank you for having me here.
It's been such a joy talking to you. I'm going to throw you under the bus a little bit.
Yep.
Before we play your favourite song, because we did make you pick a song to play on air, because I think that's a great way to also get to know people. Is like, what do you listen to? Do you have any questions for these guys?
Yeah. How do I get the word out so more people know about what's going on here? Like, this is just one of the many, many things BAM do. And so can you tell me a bit more about what BAM does?
We do a theatre day, a film day, an art day, and a podcast day.
Yeah.
I can help you guys.
Buzz is going to do the plug.
About, he don't know the BAM is that well.
Yep.
But BAM is about called Bust a Move.
Yep.
And then after my name called Buster is my regular name. Because BAM is like basic of like when we just started like just dancing. And like 5 to 10 people. And then when over years grown. And keep going and changing more. That's when I met my girlfriend at time as well. Yeah, just more like friendly, like those days, and more like not just dancing. We do music.
Yep.
Including like acting group, like Showmakers, Wild, that kind of acting. More like that. Including Rampage about films. Radio's about that we are doing right now, because we do every Fridays. More like that. Including got more stuff in Hampton as well. I mean, it's done a lot.
you've got I saw the rehearsal for the dance troupe you've got coming for the Southside Social. When
Yes,
was that
that's
again?
very much my wheelhouse. So that is
Yeah.
May the 12th.
May the 12th?
So that is our Troublemakers musical theatre program. Very, very excited about that show. So we're doing All That Jazz, which is all the songs from Chicago the Musical, very stylized Bob Fosse, and just the way that those guys have taken that on so quickly. I was like, oh, we're going to have a real good show here. I'm so excited to play with this and explore this new style. So yeah, we've been in rehearsals for that since the start of this term. And I may be a little bit biased here, but so far I think it's looking pretty incredible.
I got to come to the rehearsal, and I think you guys are only 3 rehearsals in, and it was awesome.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Which once again, like just the fact that those guys are now such seasoned professionals that like, hey, by the way, guys, I know you only learnt this about 2 weeks ago, but can you perform it? And they're like, say less.
Yeah.
We've got this. So yeah, that is on a Tuesday night. I think it's going to be like a dress-up theme. You can get your tickets now; they're already on sale. I think there'll be like a little password at the door, like speakeasy vibes. So yeah, a really fun night of entertainment.
Awesome.
Yeah. Did you want to say anything, Tommy, before we wrap this one up?
No?
Nope, you're good. You went to the microphone before. But yeah, I think probably the best way to like keep up to date with like what we're doing is just to follow us on socials, because like we now have so many programs and are doing so many things. That's kind of the best place to get the information. And yeah, the biggest thing is just having audience and people come up and support us. And it's always really exciting when we get new people. So we just did a show in Adelaide, for example, which was
wow.
a little bit intimidating because we're like, oh, we don't have our family and our friends and the people that like we know will always be in the audience to cheer us on. And that was so exciting that we ended up getting an audience of people who just were taking a chance on us. They knew nothing about us. Someone Buster had met at the airport and plugged the show and they showed up. So I think, yeah, that's one of our things is we just love getting to share what we do with new people and getting to connect with new people as well.
Yeah.
All right. Would you like to introduce the song that you brought in?
Yeah, it's actually a cover. It's called The District Sleeps Alone Tonight, and the cover is by Frank Turner. It's one of my favorite songs, and it's probably one of those songs that most people have never heard of before, so I thought it's a chance to get it out there and get some more ears onto it.
Incredible. Thank you so much. This has been so wonderful.
Thank
Thank
you
you for
all.
having me.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I've been delighted to be here. This has been awesome, and as I said, I've been looking forward to it all week.
Smeared black ink, your palms are sweaty. I'm barely listening to last demise. I'm staring at the asphalt, wondering what's buried underneath where I stand. Wear my badge, vinyl sticker with big block letters adhering to my chest, and it tells me where I am. I am a visitor here. I am not permanent in the only thing keeping me dry. It seems so out of context. The gaudy apartment complex, a stranger with your door key, explaining that I'm just And I would like to give...
All right, welcome back, guys. I was trying to find Tommy's segment intro, but oh wait, I played the wrong sound. I'm not doing great on the buttons today. Please hold. Are we ready? There we go. That was a big sigh.
Yeah. Does everyone feel like you're feeling tired lately?
Yes.
Every
Clearly.
day. Well, I am. And here comes a big yawn.
It'll lead to something, I swear.
This is going somewhere. We think.
Yeah. I feel like I want to go back to dreamland. But here's the thing. If you haven't want to go to sleep, make sure you don't have nightmares. Otherwise, you might see something you might regret and you can never wake up from. Now, this is going to be a very interesting because we're going to see someone who can kill you while you're asleep. The most dangerous creature of them all in your nightmares, the boogeyman of dreams. He is none other than the Springwood slasher himself, Freddy Krueger.
Dun dun dun.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yes, Freddy Krueger from A Nightmare on Elm Street. He is the most fearsome villain ever. And boy, he sure knows how to bring things up a notch with his antics and nightmarish. Now, let me tell you what Freddy Krueger is. Well, he debuted in A Nightmare on Elm Street 1984. Was created by Wes Craven.
I feel like all the best villains came out of the 80s.
Yeah, especially Big Brother from 1984.
Hey.
Well, he's in my list, so I will talk about that in the future.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Now, what Freddy looks like is simple. He had a disfigured and burnt face, wears a brown fedora, and a long-sleeved red and dark green striped shirt, and his signature weapon is his finger-bladed glove. Like this. You can do slashing around with his...
He's kind of like Wolverine.
Except with one claw.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have 3 blades. He only has 4 on each finger. Unless he counts 5. Anyway, let's continue on. We all know what Freddy Krueger looks like.
Yeah, of course. He's iconic.
Yeah, but what about his origin?
This I'm less familiar with.
Well, that's what I'm going to tell you about. His mother was a nun, and she got attacked by 100 psychopaths in an insane asylum. That makes him, which makes Freddy's early life to be a sociopathic.
Did he witness this attack? Is that what's kind of traumatized him? Or is it just like knowing that his mother went through that experience? He was like, you know what? Everybody in the world sucks, so I'm going to be evil.
Freddy was never been born, so...
So, yeah, it's just knowing that this happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a sadistic life as well. A sociopathic, sadistic life. That's what he has.
Yeah.
When he was an adult, he worked at a power boil room and he abducted and murdered about 20 children of the Springwood neighborhood by using a custom claw knife glove.
We talking like little kids or like teenagers?
Little kids.
Damn, that is pretty evil.
Oh, yeah. So evil. When he was released for technically the parents of technicality, the parents of the children who Freddy killed would take matters into their own hands by storming to Freddy's location and set him on fire in the boiler room.
And that's why he has all the burns.
Yeah.
Aha!
But before he died, he met with some supernatural beings called the Dream Demons. They offer a deal to become a vengeful spirit to get revenge on the parents who killed him. He accepts and become the Dream Demon to kill every last teenager in their dreams. If you die in your dreams, you die for real.
That feels really stressful. You know? Like, I feel like you have your bad dreams, but you know you're always going to wake up before you die. But you're telling me that if I actually die, then I'm gone. I don't want to live in this universe. No thanks.
Not unless you're a teenager.
Oh, true. I'm so old. I'm fine. I don't have to worry about this. But also, I feel like this is a lesson in just maybe revenge isn't the answer, guys. Because I feel like the parents were like, we want revenge. And then they failed. And then Freddy's like, I want revenge on you for wanting revenge on me. And it's just like this vicious revenge cycle. It's like, maybe we just don't do revenge. Maybe we all just exist in peace.
That's going to be hard for some people because revenge is the only thing they know.
Yeah, clearly. And this is where it gets us.
Yeah.
Sleep demons.
Now, this is some actors who play Freddy Krueger. He was played by Robert Englund, 1984 to 2003, from the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie to Freddy vs. Jason movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he was played by Jackie Earl Haley of the 2010 remake.
Have you seen all of these?
I have
Do you have a favorite actor?
Robert Englund,
OG.
OG.
How did the guy go in the remake? Could he hold a candle to Robert Englund, or was he, you know,
No,
not very good?
not very good.
Rough.
Now, I got some interesting free fun facts about this.
I love that they're fun facts, even though we're talking about a sociopathic murderer.